break. How was the trip to Manchester, and what did you kind of get out of that?
It was good. Educational, just being around a coach and an organization that has won, sustained success. It's good to be in that environment and learn from them.
And for Xavier, Jaden tonight being active, how do you go about implementing them now that they're available to you? Obviously, they talked a lot this morning about just kind of staying ready and being in that, part of the rotation. Do you have to kind of thrust them into situations early just to get them out there? Do you kind of see them as being more like deeper reserves guys? How are you going to handle that?
I think the game, the rest of the season will dictate opportunities for that. Right now, it's about just staying ready, getting used to our schemes on offense and defense, and when the time is right, making sure they're ready to play, making sure they're ready to execute. So it's just patience.
I know it's early, but how have they kind of fit into the locker room? I know that was a big thing that Brad kind of talked about at the deadline.
I'm not in their locker room, but they seem to be great guys. Care about winning, care about the right stuff. And so I think, that's just as much important as what they do on the court, is their ability to positively impact the locker room.
I said he was pleasantly surprised at how much you guys post up. What have you seen out of him so far, just in practice on both ends about how he's working on the post?
He's a guy that can pass out of it. He can make plays out of it. He can play with the ball in his hands, kind of in second side action. So I think that's part of where he'll be able to help us, is just the ability to play make. And so, doing that to not just to score, but just to make plays is important, for our offense.
Post-up's kind of disappeared from the game for a while because people just thought it was like an inefficient way to stop the ball. But now that it's back, do you think it's really more about making reads and trying to draw help than it is about actually trying to beat your guy?
Yeah, I think every team posts for different reasons. I think what we found out with our roster and the way teams match up with us, it's another way to make guys put two on the ball, force help. The rotations are different. The line of the ball is below the free throw line, which forces defense to shrink differently, and then you have kind of different reads out of that. So it just adds a layer of our two-on-one recognition and our ability to get the ball in the paint.
How did the trip overseas kind of come about for you?
That's a topic for another day. But I would just say it started with my relationship with Pep. He's a guy that has been doing it a long time, has been around great players. I consider him one of the best coaches in any sport because of his ability to manage talent, coach talent, manage success, be at the highest level and win. And just as our relationship developed, it was an opportunity for us to kind of spend time together. So he's been a good friend of mine, and he's been a guy that I've looked up to and studied for some time now.
Anything you take back from that trip, like things you pick up that you say, hey, this can translate over?
The way we view the game's similar. Basketball and soccer or football is the way I look at it through that lens is about the same. And so our ability to just communicate the different things that go on, kind of studying really the environment, being in the arena, being in the practice facility, being around the players and the staff, you get an environment of what greatness is like. And I'd say they're pretty close to greatness with what they've done over the last 9 years and what he's done at Barcelona. And so it's good to just be around that, study that, and learn from it.
Now that Xavier and Jaden are available for tonight, do you have a plan to use them? Do you want to get them some minutes on the floor?
I think the season will dictate when that's necessary.
And then, do you feel like Jayson should be more in the conversation for MVP?
Yes. I think, one, defining what most valuable means. It's not just about scoring. It's the ability to have sustainable success, the ability to make people around you better, and the ability to be great. And so he's done it for a long time, and I think is underrated in that conversation. It's something that I think he's doing a great job of reshaping what it means to be the best player. And, he does it every night, and he does it differently. And you really got to watch the games and understand how he has an impact on himself and his teammates. And, should be.
Last question. What do you think it's meant for him? I don't know how much you watched of the All-Star game or
Zero.
even just them in the dunk contest together. Just
Zero.
The amount of time they've been able to spend on, their relationship. Jayson talked a little bit about them becoming closer, them sort of talking about things more. Just how have you kind of seen that evolve in your time here?
The most important thing is separating the two. They've been lumped together for such a long time, and they're different people. They're different players. They're different types of leaders. And just because they're both young and they both play a relatively same position, they've always been the two of them. And a goal of mine has been to separate them. They're different in how they go about things, and they don't have to be similar. They don't have to be best friends. What they have is a mutual respect for each other, the way they go about their professionalism, the way they prepare for games, and their understanding and their growing understanding that they need each other and need their teammates. And so they have to be able to express who they are differently and not constantly be compared to each other. They're not the same. At the same time, they're two pillars of our team, and they're both doing a great job growing as how they need each other and how they need the people around them. But also, like, they got to be the best players on the court for us, and I think they've done a good job of that.